Hey, it's HerbQuest. Can't believe it's freaking August already. Before I get into the RuneScape games, I got some progress this month. Hell yeah. Some God Wars and picking up where we left off last time. But before we get into all that, I want to show you guys some stuff I've been doing IRL in the backyard. But while I introduce those couple of clips from IRL, I'm going to have some bandos in the background. Nothing too special going on here. I didn't get any drops, unfortunately. I like to do some random God Wars. But in my region, the Pennsylvanian area of America, there's some wild edibles that are out this time of year. There is the Indian lemonade and, of course, all sorts of berries. In particular, I'm going to talk about the Indian lemonade, also known as sumac tea, and show off some of the blackberries that I got. Hey guys, I figured I'd share something with you, brag about it a little bit. Out in my area, blackberries are now out and ripe. Oop, drop one. These things are awesome. They grow right out in my backyard there, so if you guys got blackberries in your area, take a look because they're ready. Don't know why I felt the need to do live commentary for that clip, but oh well, I did it. It's in, and here's some slow motion blackberries. They're out, and they're great. Let me tell you, man, they're awesome. Just go find some. These are so worth the XP waste. Real quick, I just wanted to share what I do with my sumac bundles once I harvest them. I just stick them in this big ass pickle jar, fill it with water, and boom, day later, it's lemonade. Actually, it looks like it's ready already. It's got like that reddish tint to it. But yeah, that's how you make Indian lemonade. It's like pink lemonade. And don't worry about the poison sumac. That's completely a whole nother species. It's a bushy vine. The shit grows on a tree in the woods. So I'll have some pictures up of it. So just in case you might have heard of poison sumac, it's kind of like poison ivy. I got a couple of pictures here that I'm going to show you in a second, but I'm going to premise this by saying it's so easy to differentiate, you might as well not even worry about it because, yeah, you're not going to make the mistake of picking the wrong kind. They just share the same name because of some sort of botanical relationship, but they aren't the same plant. But I still feel the need to sort of explain the differentiation that they are two different plants because a lot of people know about poison sumac because it's one of the things out in the woods like poison oak or poison ivy that you don't want to get on your skin because it makes you really itchy. The staghorn sumac, it doesn't itch or anything. If you get the berry juice on your skin, it might be a little sticky and tastes a little sour, but that's only because of all the sugar in the plant. I mean, a peach will do that to you. But the poison sumac, that's some nasty shit. You don't want to fuck with that. That's like white berries and grows in the swamp. The staghorn sumac that makes the Indian lemonade, red berries, grows in the woods. Here's the picture. First up, the staghorn sumac. This is going to be the stuff that you want to find, the good stuff that makes lemonade that I got. So this is the good sumac, little red bundles, grows in a tree that looks just like that. Really tasty stuff. That's what I got in my jar here. Sipping on it right now, actually. It's really refreshing in the summer. It cools you right down, too. It's got some medicinal properties to it that help to deal with overheating and whatnot. It's a really great summertime drink. It's also got some various vitamins in it. Vitamin C in particular, as you can tell from the mere acidity of it with its kind of sourish taste. Usually things like that have vitamin C in it, and this does, for example, and also future reference. Very lovely herb. Now moving on to the other picture. Now this is the other variety that bears the same name. This is poison sumac, and you don't want to find this. You don't even want to touch this because it's got this really greasy, itchy oil, just like poison ivy. But yeah, you're not going to mistake this for the other thing, I promise. If you can tell the difference in these two pictures, I'm sure you're fine. It's like the difference between a house cat and a Burmese tiger. It's fairly obvious. But in case anyone was sketched out by the existence of that name in the variety list, then there's your clarification for you. Back to the RuneScape game, so enough of these wild edibles. So last time we left off on the Greater Demon task, and I did end up going to Zammy eventually, after all the lag from the video upload ended. Now unfortunately I did not end up getting a second Staff of the Dead, but that's okay because I dropped all my Saradomin tiers to my main back before when they were useful, so now that they are useful I kind of regret doing that. Kind of unfortunate, but I'll get another one from Sarah, I'm sure, on the way to the ACB, and if not, then I'll just camp Sarah a little bit longer and get another Sarah tier and stick that on a Staff of the Dead if I happen to get one in the future. I did end up getting one item though, and I have some live commentary for it, and I'll introduce that here in a second. But first I wanted to talk about a new game that's coming out fairly soon that I'm going to be playing. I want you guys to let me know if you want me to make any videos on it. The new game that's coming out is Age of Empires 4. And I just got myself Age of Empires 3, the Asian Dynasties expansion pack. I already beat the campaign to the original 3 and the other expansion pack, the native expansion pack where you get to play as the Indians, which was really cool. But since I learned about Age of Empires 4 coming out, I figured I'd get back into the practice of it, and I found that in Age of Empires 3, the Asian Dynasties expansion pack, that they fixed a lot of bugs that were in the game before, sort of like if you build your cities on the edges of the map, the AI has a hard time finding you. They fix that, they'll find you now, so you can't really do certain mechanics like that to cheat and win, which I like. It adds a challenge because in a desperate situation it's hard not to use the cheap maneuver, sort of like X-locking on dead man mode. So I'm happy with the patches they made to that, and it's a fun game. I've been playing it with a friend IRL, taking turns and beating the campaign on hard mode. And that screen flash there, not sure if you caught that, but that's actually my OS buddy doing that. I accidentally resized my window. I don't know if any of you guys run into that same little glitch there, but I find that so annoying sometimes. At any rate, though, with this Age of Empires 4, comment below if you want me to record any of my gameplay or progress for that. I know I keep this channel like primarily as a RuneScape channel, but at the same time, this game's going to be hype. I mean, it's Age of Empires. I know a lot of people in the RuneScape generation. For us, that's a lot of our first computer games right there. It's the original Age of Empires. I remember I was like 8 years old when I first saw that game, and I used to always chill up at my cousin's house and watch them play it, and they'd never let me play. They'd always say, "Oh, you're too young to understand," and I'd literally stay up at night thinking and strategizing about how I would do a round of Age of Empires at like 8 years old. And then eventually I got the game for myself. I got to play it on their computer too, and they were actually impressed with how well I did for a first timer because I was really paying attention like the whole time when they were playing and just, learning. And then I got the game on my own, and I kind of like no-lifed a little bit throughout like my preteen years, and then I found RuneScape, and well, still here. But I guess what it's going to be, from what I've heard on the dev blogs and whatnot, is like, you know how the original was in like ancient Rome? They're going back to that with this one. Like the second one was later wars and battles, and then the third one was the American Revolution time period. Well, this one's going, instead of further into the future like Empire Earth does, it's going back to the roots and not quite redoing the original Age of Empires, like the Age of Empires remastered version, but they're redoing it like as if it were a modern game, like all the little perks and whatnot that you get from Age of Empires 3, all those subtle mechanics, the hero abilities, etc., etc. They're expanding on that, but they're just going back to those old battles. And I guess if there's going to be some lore treats for the people who like reading the history of the battles, that's going to be more involved with like the missions and the cutscenes, because back in the original Age of Empires, I don't know if too many people read all the histories, but there's like a whole textbook of information in the original Age of Empires if you play the campaign and read all the missions really carefully. But they're gonna, for Age of Empires 4, make it so that that lore is more communicated to the player better. So I'm interested to see in how they're going to go about that. Probably with text-to-speech sort of voiceovers like they did in Age of Empires 3, because back in the original Age of Empires, I don't think they had the technological capability to really do that without making the game super huge, and then no computers would be able to run it. And when was it released? 1999? Also, the online mode for Age of Empires 3 is dope as hell, so I'm assuming that Age of Empires 4 is going to have a lot of online updates, so I'm really excited to see with what they do with the online mode for it. Let me know down in the comments below, have you ever played Age of Empires? Have you ever played online mode? Do you like it? Is that something you'd want to see? You know, is this something I should start a second channel for, maybe? I don't know if there's a big audience for it or not. If everyone says, oh no, I'd only want to watch RuneScape videos, if you make Age of Empires videos all on sub, then yeah, I won't make them. But if that's all something everyone wants to see, if that's nostalgic for you too, then yeah, I'll make some Age of Empires videos to celebrate Age of Empires 4 coming out, because I feel like a lot of my viewers who are into old school RuneScape would also be into the Age of Empires series simply because of, you know, the date range of it. I'd assume that most of you are probably familiar with it, but if you're not, that's okay. Let me know. Either way. But now for some live commentary on some of the uniques that I got this Slayer task. There's a God Sword Shard. Well, at least this isn't the worst place to lag out. I was a few steps away from that. Ooh, there's a little something there. Ooh, there is a nice little location. And the whole rest of the Slayer task up to kill count 532, I didn't get anything notable at all. And by notable, I don't mean noted objects. I mean anything, you know, of value. Anything notable, worth noting. And our next Slayer task is going to be Smoke Devils. Alright, I think that's actually my first Smoke Devil task on the account. And I'm 94 Slayer, I only killed the one for the task. So let's see how this goes. Maybe I'll be able to score myself in a call. Alright, first trip, 44 kills. This boss is so easy. Let's see, minus the SGS. Made 600k. Pretty profitable though. Gonna bring Elks this time. So yeah, it's like half a million MB. I guess that's decent. It's just that this boss is so mind-numbingly easy. I wish there were some more mechanics to it, something to keep me from falling asleep here. And another 500k plus inventory. And from the last kill of the trip, we get some Sandfuse serums. Not too bad, those are always useful. Let's get this stuff we died for. And our next task on the list is Red Dragon. So it's a strange one. think I might try the brutal ones down in Kourend. I've never killed those before. I usually end up going to Karamja because I got that perk for the noted red d'hide, but I think the Kourend dragons would be more lucrative for the arc light charges. So let's give that a shot after a nap. Let's see if we can pull some uniques. There's some sweets, page, rune, and some planks, like I was saying about construction last video. Finishing up with this Slayer task of Brutal Red Dragons went pretty smoothly. I've never actually killed these before, nor the Brutal Black Dragons next door to the north. I'm kind of tempted to try those out on my own sometime off task, because I know if I get a task I'm probably going to go KBD or something. I think any non-KBD Black Dragon task is just a waste unless you're just killing the babies for fast points. But at any rate, let's go recharge the stats and see what our next task is. Hopefully it'll be a cool little boss task and I can get some unique drops. Otherwise, just a nice EHP task for Slayer is cool. Speaking of Black Dragons, well, I'm still not going to try the Brutals. I think I'm going to go KBD instead, just because KBD's got some better loot and it's got a boss counter. Actually, I think Brutal Blacks might be more GP per hour than KBD, but either way, I don't feel like using my blowpipe scales yet. I'm saving those for other things. Alright, the next Slayer task we get is going to be Abyssal Demon. 450 tasks. 225 points. Alright, let's grab the next task.
What's your next task?
Bloodfeld. Coming in with a superior kill. Let's see if we get anything from this guy. Finish up prayer flicking a little. And, oh no, he still got one hit. There we go. No, just an ensouled head. Alright, our next Slayer task is going to be Lizardmen. Alright, cool. I can go back to the Shaman. Alright, there's the end of that task. And our next Slayer task is going to be... I just had those. How many teeth do I have? I think I might actually block those. So even though they are good XP, I still want to go for all items, and I only really need those teeth for spirit trees. Yeah, I got 276 of them and one spirit seed. Yeah, I'm blocking these because they're just so annoying. I mean, it is good XP, they have a lot of hit points, but it's a waste of time, I feel like, for Iron Man, because you don't actually gain anything from it, and I just really don't like killing them. I mean, I guess they're good for stocking up on Marantil, but, yeah, no. Let's try that again. Dark Beast. Alright, there's something that's worth killing. That's got an awesome superior. That's like the best odds of getting the imbued heart and shit. Okay, I'm glad I did that. I feel like that was a good choice. No more Sukwas or whatever the hell. Just got myself a task of Iron Dragons, and I was thinking to myself, I kind of like Metal Dragons, but then I also realized that I like Metal Dragons because steel bars equals cannonballs for me because I get the bars noted there, but I can't really do jack with the iron bars, so I'm going to block Iron Dragons now as well. So let's see what we get here. Fire Giants. I'm actually quite sick of Fire Giants. I'm going to block those as well until I do Weldy Slayer because that's not really even a Slayer creature. Those are just annoying, I find. Smoke Devils. Alright, awesome. I'm blocking all the crab tasks and now I can go get my occult necklace. Let's go. And for the last kill we get some more smoke runes. Alright, let's see what the next task is after that. Red Dragons. Alright, I'm gonna go back to Brewers and do that again, because that was pretty fun. Get some totem pieces, maybe. Just finished up with an elf task, and next we get some Kurasks. Okay, those are pretty fun to kill. I usually safe spot those. I'm sure a lot of you have seen my 100-hour video of Kurasks where I ranged them, but I think I'm going to bring the leaf-bladed battle axe with me. And now let's actually collect and see what we've got. I think the last time I collected was like before the last Deadman Mode tournament. So 27,000 coal. 4 mil worth. Yeah, it has been a while. You still don't get too much for seeds and all that. Decent amount of gems. That's some Renars. Only 2 mil worth of Renars. I'll take it. Now I gotta go clean all these herbs. Alright, finishing up with this Kurask task. I accidentally got a half kill for my last one, but oh well. No superiors. Another elf task. I just had those, but they drop in sold heads, decent ones, so I'll go for it. Just finishing up with an elf task. Let's grab a new one. Hopefully something cool. Skeletal Wyvern. That's a lot. That is a fuck ton of skeletal wyverns. I'm trying to debate on whether I'd like to range or melee those. I feel kind of lazy today, so I think I'm going to go with ranged, honestly. It's been a while since I've done a ranged task. I've been meleeing everything. A little bit off. I missed it by 40k, but I'm up to 420 million XP. So that's a pretty good milestone on the herb quest, I'd say. And finishing up with that wyvern's task, moving on to the next one. Wonder what it's going to be this time. And specters. Well, it has a superior, so it's worth killing. Just taking the time to appreciate the difference between Deadman mode and the regular game, where I have everything unlocked, and if I have a full inventory, I can just go 1, 2, 3, and yeah, it's like a whole fresh inventory all over again. Love having stuff unlocked. Alright, and we got a superior specter. Let's see what the loot is. 4k XP drop. And some dark totem base. Cool. Then after specters, we're gonna get aviancies. Ooh, whether to do the boss or kill the small ones. If I kill the small ones, that'll get me 80 bars, which I need for smithing XP, but if I go for the boss, I don't have any armadillo pieces yet. So I'm going to take a food break and be back with that decision after I eat on it. So, hunting some black chins up to 3.6 mil worth, going pretty smoothly in the skill total world. Just took a little break and wandered out in my backyard, and it looks like the sumac is about ripe. And this is the staghorn sumac. You can hear the birds going about their day outside. At any rate, you make lemonade out of this stuff. It's like super sweet. They call it Indian lemonade. You know it's the right stuff because you can squeeze it and taste your fingers. And it's delicious. It's got a real strong citrusy flavor to it. And it's full of all sorts of vitamins. So yeah, give sumac a Google. See if that grows in your area. If you got blackberries, you'll probably have this. Another nice little late summer treat. Some final voiceover commentary. I actually thought I lost that last clip with the sumac bundles. I was too lazy to edit it in with the other clips with the wild edibles, and that's where it was anyway with the break from finding that I had an armor task and getting the chins. I'll be catching those for a while, and then I'll get on that armor task. You won't see any of the hunter progress unless I actually get like the golden chin or something. But I think I'm gonna get like 10 to 20k chins for this armor task, and then maybe some Sarah after. See if I can get those items. A little break from Slayer, stretch out the series a little bit, and I'll see you guys with the next video. And hopefully I'll get a unique from Arma, because I've had no luck there so far, and that's one of the hardest bosses. If I could get even just one unique, that would be awesome. The God Sword finishes the God Sword set. The armor is best in slot. So yeah, anything. The helm is even great for master clues. At any rate, this video is like 25 minutes, so I gotta go. Peace, guys. Enjoy your days.